Hey everyone, welcome to episode 1 of my audio cast series called the Humanity Cast. This series is dedicated to highlighting the incredible humanitarian work being done through NGOs. I will be sharing inspiring stories, impactful projects, and meaningful efforts that are making a difference in communities. I'll be inviting special guests, humanitarians committed to creating positive change in society. Stay tuned for real stories of hope, action, and transformation. In this episode, I will focus on the frequently asked questions when it comes to registering a non-governmental organization in Zambia. So to start with, I think we can start with defining an NGO. So how do we define an NGO? Well, I'm going to define it according to the Non-Governmental Act number 16 of 2009. So according to the aforementioned act, a non-governmental organization, which in this case I will just abbreviate as NGO for short, is a private voluntary grouping of individuals or associations, whether cooperated or incorporated, not established or operated for profit, partisan politics, or which have organized themselves for the promotion of civic education, advocacy, human rights, social welfare, development, charity, research, or other activity or programs for the benefit or interest of the public through resources mobilized from within or outside Zambia. So this is according to the NGO Act. But simply, I like seeing non-governmental organizations as just a group of people who want to change something about their society. Let's say they have seen a problem in their society and they just want to improve something in their society, right? So they don't have to be a party to any political party, or they don't have to take part in any politics. So there's a need for these groupings to be registered legally and have a defined organized structure and follow specific guidelines of registering NGOs in Zambia it's set by the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services. So there is need for a lot of these non-governmental organizations actually, because currently there are less than 2,000 registered NGOs, and there is need for more NGOs, because imagine we have 2,000 NGOs, maybe among those 2,000, let's say 1,000 of them are in Lusaka. How about the remote areas? So they also need help that side, and humanity needs to be everywhere, and it doesn't need to be like in one part of the country. So NGOs are very important because they just play a role in Zambia's socio-economic transformation and globalization, and the government actually highly acknowledges this, and that is why under the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services they did set up a department just for NGOs, and it's called the Department of Registrar for Non-Governmental Organizations, and it's the one which is responsible for registering NGOs in Zambia, and it registers NGOs in Zambia under the NGO Act number 16 of 2009. So the aforementioned act was also just enacted to just provide for registration and coordination of NGOs in Zambia. So you might have some questions about registering NGOs in Zambia, and in episode 2 of my cast, I'm going to be talking about like a step-by-step guideline, a very easy step-by-step guideline on how to register NGOs in Zambia. But in this episode, let me just tackle some of the frequently asked questions when it comes to registering on NGOs in Zambia. So the number one question that might be asked is, you might ask, where do I register my NGO in Zambia? And the answer is, you can register your NGO by visiting the Department for Registrar of NGOs at the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services at their offices. So if you need help, like if you are not able to go to their offices and you need help like to register, you can just get hold of me. My email is imwangaila@gmail.com, imwangaila@gmail.com, or you can just search me on Instagram or Facebook by searching for Emmanuel Mangala. You will find me, and I'll guide you through the steps. And the number two question which you might have is, what is the minimum number of people required to register an NGO? Like, how many people should I have to set up that NGO? Well, you just need at least 5 people to form an NGO. It's different from a cooperative where you need 10 people, or like those society groups where you need 10 people. For an NGO is just 5 and you're done, you're registered. Then the other question which you might have about registering a non-government organization in Zambia is, do I need to register with PACRA or the Registrar of Societies? And the answer is no, you don't need to register, because there will be no need to register with PACRA or Registrar of Societies. But if you have a business component of your NGO, it's right to register it with PACRA. You might also ask, how do I access tax exemption? Well, you can access tax exemption by visiting the Zambia Revenue Authority, which is the DRA offices, or the offices of the Ministry of Finance. They are also able to help you with that. And the other question which you might have is, does the Department of Registrar of NGOs support NGO funding? Well, the Department of NGOs at the Registrar doesn't support funding. The mandate of the registrar is just to foresee the registration of NGOs in Zambia and regulating NGOs. However, if you need assistance with how you can fund your organization, I'm available. You can just get hold of me and we'll talk about that. And another question that you might have is, can an NGO run a business as a fundraising activity? And the answer is yes, you can run a business for an NGO for the fulfillment and the purpose. Like if you want to like fund the organization, you can have like a separate business, and that money you make from the business, you take it back to your NGO. I don't know if you get that answer, but yeah, if you're not satisfied, you can get hold of me and I'll be able to explain it properly. And then the most frequently asked question also is, how much are the registration fees? So why I avoid answering this question is because fees change. Day by day, things like fees can change, but as of current, as I'm making this video, this is as of 2025. If you see this video in the future, or this audio, you hear this audio in the future, as of 2025, the current registration fees for local NGOs 1,120, and for international NGOs it's 2,240, and payments are made at the bank through the Ministry of Finance. And you may ask, like, what are local NGOs and what are international NGOs? Well, local NGO is an NGO which has no offices outside of Zambia, and it's just in Zambia. Like, we've just established it in Zambia. Like, if you haven't yet registered, right, or if you have registered and your NGO is nowhere else, it's a local NGO. But an international NGO is maybe it's already established in another country, but it doesn't yet established in Zambia, and it's set up in Zambia also. That's an international NGO because it already has offices like in another country. Yeah, I hope I'm clear. And just like I said, this is like an introduction of this humanity cast, and just like I said in the introduction, I will be inviting other people who have humanitarian works and have got inspiring stories to change some aspect of humanity. And yeah, we'll talk more about it. So in episode 2 of my podcast, of this cast, I will talk about the step-by-step process. Yeah, so in episode 2 I will be making the step-by-step process of registering an NGO in Zambia easy, like a step-by-step process of how to register an NGO in Zambia successfully. Alright, if you've stuck to the end, thank you very much, and see you in episode 2. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so that you don't miss the other episode, which will come out next Saturday around 19 hours.